Tonight's headlines are brought to you by McDonald's.
Good evening, Commonwealth, and thanks for watching the Channel 2 News. I'm Sally Lemus. Let's take a look at tonight's top stories. Closing arguments this morning in federal court. How about a same-day decision? Also tonight, boosted or busted? What happened to the boost recipients and who is looking after the money? And the Marianas experience opens up rain or shine as T Galleria turns culture into an experience for tourists and locals alike. In sports, it's basketball for days. Stay with us. We have these stories and more up next.
What's the move? Kinda wild out. Cash groove. She said, where you going? What's the move? Kinda wild out. Cash groove. What's the move?
Mickey D's McCrispy. Formerly known as the Crispy Chicken Sandwich, now has some respect on his name. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Real talk. The Spicy Crispy Chicken Sandwich should have been named Spicy McCrispy from jump. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
Half a day to the Wami and good evening, Commonwealth. Today is Wednesday, July 19, 2023. After 4 hours of deliberation, a jury of 12 has reached a verdict for Bonifacio Sagana, a defendant who is being accused of license fraud. Today at around 4:45 in the afternoon, a jury found that Bonifacio Sagana is guilty in conspiracy to unlawfully produce an identification document. Sagana is seen exiting the courthouse just minutes after the verdict and was surrounded by his defense team.
We respect the hard work that the jury did, and we will certainly be filing an appeal. Thank you so much.
In his closing arguments, Miller told jurors that the U.S. government has presented a lack of evidence to prove that his client is guilty. Miller says the jury did not hear any expert testimony from any official at the Bureau of Motor Vehicles regarding driver license application process, and that the jurors were not shown the law explaining immigration status as a requirement to obtain a CNMI driver's license. Miller says the prosecution also did not prove how Sagana was producing false I-94 forms and what he used if he did. Miller reiterated to the jurors that Sagana has nothing to hide and complied with a search warrant and a consensual warrant to raid 2 of his homes and his cars. In his rebuttal, U.S. Attorney Albert Flores told jurors that the trial of Bonifacio Sagana reached only 3 days because the case is simple and the government has presented enough evidence. Flores says 2 federal agents have testified what the requirements are for obtaining a CNMI license and that it is common knowledge as well. Flores says Sagana did not produce the I-94 forms in his home, but somewhere else. Sentencing has been set for November 24, 2023 at 9 a.m. Late last year, some big checks went out to CNMI businesses through the controversial Boost program. But despite a House investigation, nobody boosted has been busted. Let's take a look.
Boost stood for Building Optimism, Opportunity, and Stability Together. It was supposed to jumpstart the economy and prepare an economic base to jumpstart tourism coming out of the pandemic. But millions of taxpayer dollars went out late last year under dubious circumstances. It was funded with federal money, $17 million of it. And while thousands of applications came in, there did not appear to be much of a system in place to determine the merits or amounts. Many applicants rushed to get business licenses to apply, and the program mirrored the election season and was mired in controversy. Some of the notable awards included $100,000 for Poksu 4 Days, a fishing company. Magalahi Grill, sole proprietor with Sherry Pangilinan listed as owner, was boosted with $200,000. Dash Car Wash, an LLC established by Cameron David Aldon Atlig, awarded $200,000. Steve Jang of Holland Joe Investment Group, $100,000. Renee Badalonis of Motion Auto awarded $200,000 initially, then another $150,000 on December the 5th. Badalonis was also awarded $125,000 for United Equipment Rental and $200,000 for SUI Corporation, a company that does apartment and car rental. And Ren Bat was awarded $100,000. Snack bars were big winners. Galaxy got $200,000. Terry's Snack Bar, $200,000. D&D Fish Market, $125,000. Arvin Ogo, a general contractor and exterminator, $100,000. Michelle Corporation, Carpet and Interior Design, $200,000. Napu Brewing, $100,000. Hong Yi Trading, a hardware store, $150,000. Santos Acres awarded $150,000 for bed and breakfast. Fish Market, Liana Vey Fish Market, $100,000. Saipan Horse Course, $200,000. Jesus Taisegwe listed as the resident agent. Lovebirds Restaurant, again, Jess Taisegwe, $225,000. Sakura Group and Saipan Goddess awarded $150,000 and $125,000 respectively. Bank of Saipan was paid a percentage of the boost money to administer the funds, and the applications were stored in boxes at the bank. Bank of Saipan's John Arroyo was asked 6 months ago about the review process of the applications, and he testified that it was primarily the governor's chief of staff, Will Castro, reviewing the applications.
I wanted to go back to the whole process of review. So you mentioned the other day, or maybe it was today, that you mostly just saw Will Castro coming to the Bank of Saipan to review boost applications. Is that correct?
Well, coming to to the bank, and he would be in the room with the applications.
Okay. Did he come often?
What do you mean by often?
Like every day, a few times a week, once a week?
No, it would be periodic, and there wouldn't be a pattern to it.
Okay. Did he have an office set aside for him at the Bank of Saipan?
No, he did not.
No. Okay, but he came, so like once a week, every other week?
Again, I couldn't say. I mean,
Okay.
it was just random.
Random. Was he usually by himself?
A lot of times that I saw him there, he was by himself.
Okay, and the others, how often did they come in? Once a month?
Not very often.
What does that mean?
I think I probably, at the top of my head, 5 or 6 times or something like that. Something. I mean, I'm not sure, but you know, I mean, it didn't seem as often as he did.
And also just by themselves, just randomly.
Not by themselves. They would, the two individuals from the Department of Commerce would usually come together.
Mr. Taisegui and Mr. De Leon Guerrero.
Yes.
Okay. What about the Secretary of Finance? Did he come in to review applications?
Not that I've noticed.
On Friday, Tracy Narita from Finance was asked by a Senate Budget Committee about the Boost program, and she said some of the money has been recovered.
The boost compliance has been carried out by my office, the Office of the Secretary, and we did issue compliance notices to every business that received an award. And I'm happy to report that we did recover over $1 million in boost funds, both from the Bank of Saipan and from boost awardees. And the work continues for the requirements to be met. We have reviewed some files that will be forwarded to the Office of the Public Auditor for further investigation, and other files to be referred to the AG's office.
Bank of Saipan said previously that they returned the unawarded boost funds in their account over, quote, concerns over the boost program. But it's not clear if they returned the $500,000 that the bank received as a boost award, and the bank had not yet responded to a follow-up request made today. Jess Taisagui was one of 3 Boost administrators who reviewed applications. He was listed as an owner of one of the boosted businesses and a business associate in 4 others. He was asked a number of questions in front of the legislative committee.
Somehow, some way, by coincidence, received 10% of the total amount of the boost program that was awarded originally. 10% meaning $1 million, that somehow one person who happens to be your business associate and business partner miraculously received 10% of the entire amount that was originally awarded for the boost program. Sir, you mean to tell all of us that this is just sheer coincidence?
Esta recusal, establishing on a recusal.
Earlier this week, Guam Judge Arthur Barcinas granted the motion to quash a subpoena that would have given the Attorney General's office access to the bank records of former Governor Ralph Torres. This decision has led to the special prosecutor's withdrawal to amend the information and add over 30 charges. Special Prosecutor James Kingman has withdrawn the 38 additional charges that he planned to file against former Governor Ralph Torres. Those charges included misconduct in public office, theft, and perjury. Kingman said that a recent ruling makes it clear what the court's interpretation of pro hac vice means, and that if the count of misconduct related to travel is the entire scope of the pro hac vice admission, then the court is unlikely to find the additional 37 counts and the contempt charge to fall therein. On Monday, Judge Pro Tem Arthur Barcinas granted the defense's motion to quash the subpoena to the Bank of Guam, stating that Kingman's pro hac vice admission was granted for the purpose of prosecuting the case and not for investigating Torres beyond the scope of the case. A government-sponsored deer meat for dinner trip with YouTuber Robert Arrington to the Northern Islands that included the release of sambar deer was one of the additional misconduct in office charges that Kingman wanted to prosecute Torres for. Kingman also wanted to include 17 counts specific to the additional first-class travel for Torres and his wife. Other counts included public funds for political or campaign activity, illegal reimbursement, theft by deception, and theft of utility services. Torres was also being accused of purposeful release of captive deer, authorizing special permit for the out-of-season coconut crab, and authorizing the landing of Ascension through special permit. Kingman said he will proceed with the charges assigned to the case: 12 counts of misconduct in public office, 1 count of theft, and 1 count of contempt. Torres is pleading not guilty to the charges. Coming up, the CNMI Supreme Court responds to a request from one lawmaker. Stay tuned.
One of the best addresses in Saipan has office space available now, right in the heart of things. The Marianas Business Plaza offers reasonable rates and can help build to suit your needs. You'll love the central location, just 15 minutes from the airport and 10 minutes from Garapan. Ample and covered parking keeps your vehicle close and protected. 2 restaurants for easy access, lunch, dinner and business meetings. Building security and 24-hour access to your office. Backup generators, so you can run your business in all weather. And 3 elevators mean easy and convenient access. It's the address in Saipan, the Marianas Business Plaza.
Get your goods here with care and attention with Micronesia Air Cargo Services. MAX is all about connections. Daily flights to and from Guam, 4 times a week to Rota, and bi-weekly flights to Tinian. We are connecting the Marianas. Perishable goods, Home Depot furniture and appliances, even live animals, operating since 2013. Check out our Thursday special to Rota from Guam and Saipan. Call Max at 670-288-6227. If it fits, we'll take it.
Welcome back to the Channel 2 News. The Sinai Supreme Court says they cannot comment further on a petition filed by a concerned lawmaker regarding recusals. Chief Justice Alexandra Castro says the court is prohibited from commenting on the Code of Judicial Conduct for the Commonwealth Judiciary. Castro issued a letter today responding to a request from Representative Marissa Flores asking judges and justices to disclose specific reasons for recusing themselves in the cases against former Governor Ralph Torres. In his letter, Castro says the trial and appellate courts cannot make any public statements on published orders and opinions or issues likely to come before the court. The representative earlier this week told Castro that she is concerned with the pattern of recusals that is not subject to review or disclosure. All 5 sitting Sinai judges have recused themselves from 1 criminal and 2 civil cases against former Governor Torres. The Sinai Judiciary then appointed a retired judge and a Guam judge to preside over the cases. T Galleria is now hosting the Marianas experience inside the south wing of their Garapan store. Our Chris Nelson takes a closer look.
3 days a week, T Galleria will host a collection of artists, dancers, and even artifacts to give our tourists an experience of sights, sounds, culture, taste, and history of these beautiful islands. Richard Gustafsson is the managing director for our region.
As you know, of course, DFS has been a longtime player since the 70s in Saipan, and we consider ourselves a member of the community. And so this is another way to kind of connect with the community, but also give tourists to the island a place to go as a destination, you know, above and beyond their marine sports activities or other activities, beyond their shopping. This is a place to come and really feel a sense of destination.
Open area here now contains a mixture of Chamorro and Carolinian culture. The new experience area will be open on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays.
We wanted to call it a living culture and an experience, the Marianas experience, as you walk in here, coming down from the opposite side, and then suddenly you walk into this information of us, the Marianas, from our history with the museum to our humanities that you see in the background. And we're not forgetting also the on-hands. We want people to know that we have our local artists, and a lot of people, when they ask, where are your local artists and where are your dancers? Well, this is now where you can stop by and you'll find our indigenous cultures from our Chamorros and our Carolinians.
Vinay Lamba is the president of Asia Pacific in the U.S. for the DFS Group and says today is his first visit to the store since 2018.
Saipan, Guam, and Japan are a part of that market. I've been in the role for about 5 months now. And so this visit is really to come sort of visit the store, post renovation, you know, spend some time with the teams, get to know people here in the market. As you know, with the pandemic, it's been impossible to travel in and out of Hong Kong with the very stringent quarantine rules. So now that that's changed, we're taking advantage of it and trying to go out and see more of the stores across the world.
Early feedback for the new exhibit is pretty good.
日本人です。日本のどこから来ました？大阪です。大阪。初めてですか？初めてです。サイパンどう？サイパン暑いね。So hot。めっちゃ焼けた。今日の朝何しましたか？今日の朝はポッキー食べました。本当どこ？ポッキー焼き？
Speaking of experiences, she says yesterday she helped a friend painting a mural near the hospital. And this is the type of consumer that DFS says they are trying to reach.
Our customer is a very different customer today. They want different products. They want different assortments. You know, as a retailer, you try to bring all of that in, but keeping your sort of your finger on the pulse, trying to understand what those mega trends are and putting it in sometimes takes a bit of time.
The next Marianas experience inside the Tea Gallery is scheduled for Saturday. Chris Nelson for the Channel 2 News.
All right, folks, don't go anywhere. We have sports up next.
Need a new phone? Trade in now and get up to $500 off our best 5G devices. Trade in your older phone in any condition and step up to better savings and speeds only our 5G network can provide. Check out our website and catch up on the best mobile experience. Trade in now. Docomo Pacific. Better together.
At one of Saipan's beaches, this mother lays about 100 eggs under the cover of darkness. She hides her nest as best she can and then slowly makes her way back to the ocean. The eggs hatch and the babies head for the sea, where they will face a daily dose of danger. Just 1 in 1,000 will make it to adulthood. Those that do will one day lay their own eggs. Sea turtles are protected under CNMI law. If you see one that is stranded or if you see illegal activity, call the hotline at 287-8537. Premium office space is available now at the Hermosa Vista Business Park on Capitol Hill. Features include dedicated parking, fast internet, backup power, good water, and natural light throughout to go along with the very best views on Saipan. So don't settle for space when you can get peace and peace of mind. Call Hermosa Vista today at 670-483-4750 or email hvsaipan@gmail.com. Hey, golfers, come north and practice your game at the Marianas Driving Range. New Year's local specials. 10-piece coupon books available for just $60. That's a $10 savings. Want to get really good? Come work on your swing every day for just $99 per month. It's our practice pass and you're going to love it. Grab your passes and go straight to the range. You can social distance and chip all at the same time, and the views are free. Reserve now at marianastrekking.com. You can pay online, open 7 days a week.
Buenas sports fans.
Tonight, we check out local prospects hoop some action at the Ada Gym. A little 3-on-3 action.
Formed our team prospects about a month ago. So today is part of the 2-day tournament that we're holding for our 18 and under boys. So we just combined the guys and then divided everybody to 4 so we can have a in-house tournament. We just divide them into the position they play, like guards and centers, and then by age. So we give every team like, a kid that's 16, and we just try to make it fair.
All started with me and Dave just sharing our passion for basketball, and then our sons are both basketball players. So we thought about, since we're training our sons, might as well train other kids as well. So that's how we got involved with getting kids to come over and train with us, and it's all by word. Our goal is definitely to have our kids play basketball, keep them safe in the community. Instead of doing other bad habits, they can just pour everything in basketball. Our main goal, since me and Dave are Army veterans, we not only teach basketball, but it's like a gentleman's club. We treat these kids like our own sons. They represent us like we represent them. So whatever they do reflects on us. Whatever we do reflects on them. And that's our end goal. We want these guys to be better individuals for our community one day.
Because I want to get better at basketball. I joined this team to have fun with my friends and to play ball. To get better at basketball and beat them. And I joined Prospects so I can focus more on my basketball skills, and I hope the training here was really good. To be the best player I can be.
And for your KSPN weather report, tonight through Thursday night, mostly cloudy with isolated showers, isolated thunderstorms Thursday night. East to southeast winds 10 to 15 miles per hour, low 77, highs 87. A chance of showers is at 20%. Your marine forecast, gentle to moderate winds will continue this week, possibly becoming fresh at times before the weekend. Combined seas of 3 to 4 feet today will continue through Wednesday night, then increase by a foot or two thereafter, as southwest swell originating from a tropical disturbance in the western Micronesia makes its way across as strengthening trade swell. High tide will be at 7:59 a.m. Low tide will be at 3:36 p.m. Sunrise 5:56 a.m. and the sunset 6:51 p.m. And there you have it, folks. That is your midweek edition of the news, sports, and weather here in the NMI. Thank you so much for watching the Channel 2 News. We hope you have a great night, and we'll see you back on Friday.